All right, so I just started the recording. So basically, I'm reminding everyone that all perfect squares technically have two square roots, positive and negative. But if the negative sign is outside the radical, your answer must always be negative. Okay, because it's basically asking what is the opposite of the square root of 9, and the answer is -3. Now, is there a number times itself that equals -25?
Nope.
Nope, there is not. Because if I square 5, or if I square -5, both of those times I'm going to get positive 25, right? In both situations.
That
So
got me right. That got me right there. Actually, when you told us to try it, that actually first got me. It's like, wait, what's the answer? So I had to go back in and look, and I saw that like one little no solution thing.
Yep, that's it. The answer is no solution. So if you're ever asked, what is the square root of a negative number? You will actually say that there is no solution. That is not a real number. Okie dokie, no real number. And when you get into Algebra 2, you actually start dealing with imaginary numbers. But let's leave that for later on down the road. All right,
imaginary numbers?
Yeah, you will start working with imaginary numbers in Algebra 2. All right, so let's try these. Hayden, I'm gonna call on you. Are you ready, Hayden? All right, Hayden, number 1, what is the square root of 100, Hayden? You may speak or chat me. If you're speaking, you are muted. Oh, Hayden said 10. Does everybody agree? It is 10. Very good, Hayden. All right, number 2, Claire, are you ready? Are you ready, Claire? Are you ready? Claire, what is the square root of 49? You can chat it, you can speak it, or you can say, I pass. Claire is thinking, she's typing. I don't know what Claire's doing, but she's, oh, that was Darius. Darius answered for you, Claire. Are you going to pass? Okay, Claire's passing. Darius said the answer is 7. Yeah. On the road to Virginia. Yeah. All right. Isaiah, what is the square root of 25? Isaiah, you can speak. You can speak to me. Why don't y'all speak to me? Kind of hurts my feelings a little bit. Jackson, what's the answer?
5.
Woo, that was loud. Yes, 5. That's the answer. Good job. All right, who wants to answer the next one? What is the square root of 121? Colin, what's the square root of 121?
11.
11. That's the right answer. Good job. All right, Colton. Look at number 5, Colton. Do you see it? What is the opposite square root of 64? What is the opposite square root of 64? What do you think, Colton? Colton is...
Is it -8?
It is -8, absolutely. If you said +8, I'm afraid that's not right. If the negative sign is outside the radical, guys, the answer must be negative, okay?
And if it's inside the radical,
Whoa.
solution.
Oh, Colin. I was hoping they'd remember on their own, Colin. All right, how about number 6? Ashlyn, what is the opposite of the square root of 36? Ashlyn? Ashlyn won't speak to me either. -6, that's right. All right, number 7, Colin, what is the what I was almost said absolute value. What is the square root of -81?
No solution.
No solution. You are correct. No solution is the right answer. And Kira, what is the opposite square root of 16? What do you think, Kira? What is the opposite square root of 16? You can do it, Kira. I believe in you. She said -4, everyone. Yay, we're so smart, everybody. Good job, everybody. Do you understand? Okay. Caleb, I didn't call on you. I'm gonna have to find a really, really, really hard one to ask you. Are you ready? All right, moving on. Who has my handy dandy calculator I've told you 100 times to buy? Hayden, did yours come in the mail? Oh my gosh. Okay. Isaiah, you got yours? Caleb, you got yours? Jackson's got a very expensive one. All right. Well, what are we going to do? Where is the radical symbol, you guys? Look at your calculators. Well, actually, it's in yellow. Do you see my screen? It's actually right there. It's above the x squared button. Do you see it? The little tiny radical? All right, so how do you engage the radical symbol? Well, you're going to hit the second button. Everyone press the green second button. And then you're going to hit the x squared button. And on your calculator screen, you should have a little radical with a box inside of it blinking. Do you see that? All right, so now you're going to type in, I want you to do all of these. I want you to type in 25 and say enter. And you get a whole number 5, right?
I want to say something about the third one. It says domain error. When you type that in.
You're exactly right. All right, everyone try square root of 36 and find the number 6. Everybody got a number 6? Hayden, you ordered one though, right? Dang, your Amazon is slow. Our Amazon driver is so fast. All right, now I want you to see what Colin just said. I want everybody under the radical type in -25 and hit enter, and your calculator does not understand what you're trying to ask it. It says domain error because it has no value. It's no solution, okay? So if you ever see that domain error, it's because usually what happens is people hit the subtraction sign when you're supposed to use the negative sign, or vice versa. You'll use the negative sign when you're supposed to use subtraction sign. So always double check that first. And then if you know you're hitting the negative sign in this problem and it still says domain error, that's because the answer is no solution. There is no answer. Okay. All right, and then everyone do the last one exactly like you see it. Hit the negative sign first, then do the second button and the x squared button. Make sure the negative sign is in front of the radical. And then you should see on your screen the answer is -5. All right, how are we doing? Did it work? Isaiah, what calculator do you have? Show me again. You got the fancy one? So it's working for you. How about you, Jackson? Is your calculator working? Did you find your radical sign? Jackson? Eartha Jackson? Yeah, you found the radical sign. Caden, I don't know where you are. I see your ceiling. Do you have a calculator? Is it working? Okay, as long as we can all use our Ashlyn, what kind of calculator do you have? What you got, Ashlyn? You got a calculator? No? Yes? Ashlyn used to talk to me so much. Oh, Ashlyn, ask for this one. Tell mom and dad, hey, you know what? I want a late birthday. I want this one. I want this one. Okay. All right, moving on. So here we're going to move to some word problems, guys. It says a concert crew needs to set up some chairs on the floor level. The chairs are to be placed in a square pattern consisting of 4 square sections. If one of the square sections holds 900 chairs, How many chairs will there be along each length of the larger section? That's confusing. So there's 4 sections. Think about it. I'll draw you a picture. Watch my picture. So basically there are 4 sections. So each section needs 900 chairs. Each section is a square. The question is, how many chairs will be along the whole length right there? Do you understand? What's the answer? Send me the answer. No one has it yet.
I sent it.
I know, but the question is, how many chairs will be there? Will there be along each length? The length,
Oh,
not
okay.
yeah, the length. No. A couple of you are saying 30. You're not listening to the question well. Guys, one section holds 900 chairs. This section holds 900 chairs. This section holds 900 chairs. This section holds 900 chairs. And this section holds 900 chairs. Do you understand now? The question is, how many chairs will be on this length right here? Nobody's got it? The answer is 60, everybody. 60. Where did I get 60? A lot of you were saying 30. I agree with you. If we're only talking about one section, I agree with you. This would be a 30 by 30. 30 chairs by 30 chairs, right? But this would also be 30 by 30. So how many chairs are from here to here? The answer is 60. Now do you see? Okay. Any questions on that one? Yeah, there's a whole lot of chairs in total, right? 30 squared. No, 60 squared, excuse me. 60 squared is 360, I don't know, 36,000? Yeah, 36,000. All right, anyway, so everybody's good on why the answer is 60, yes? Okay, let's look at some more problems. All right. Why can't I erase all this stuff? All right, you do need to know a problem like this. It says squaring and taking the square root of a number are opposite operations like addition and subtraction. So if you ever see this symbol right here next to each other, if you are asked the square root of a number squared, basically, guys, that square root and the squared cancel each other out. So the square root of 16 squared is just 16. Okay? Think about the square root of 4 squared. Well, the square root of 4 is 2, right? And 2 squared is 4. So anytime you see a radical to the second power, if you ever see a radical to the second power, those two things cancel each other out, and the answer is whatever is under the radical. Okay? So what's the second question? What is the square root of y squared? What is the answer?
Why?
Why? Because I said so. Because I said so. Colin, you're so funny. All right, so what is the square root of 100 squared? Don't answer, Colin.
100.
100, that's exactly right. What is the square root of 1500 squared?
1500.
1500, that's exactly right. All right, y'all got it, right? So you might want to jot that down. A radical raised to the power of 2, those two things cancel each other out. Got it? Are you going to remember this? You promise? Hi, Kellen. What's up? All right, let's see what else we got. I think we got some more word problems. 16 and Y. Good job, guys. All right, so you guys could do all of these on this page. Do you agree with me? Are there any on this slide that you could not do? Look carefully. Is there any on this page you could not answer right now? Are you looking? Ashlyn, are you looking? Darius, are you looking? Did y'all see anything on here you cannot answer? Number 17, it's just 0. Square root of 0 is just 0. Earlier, the rule about 0 is every perfect square has 2 square roots except for 0 because obviously there's no such thing as -0. That was the only exception for 0, right? All right, I'm moving on because you guys are telling me you know all these answers. All right, this is what we need to look at. I think this is one of the slides I asked you guys to please print, right? I hope you did. All right, look at number 1. A karate match is held on a square rug that has an area of 225 feet squared. What is the length of the mat? Explain how you found your answer.
I put down my answers for all of them.
Beautiful. Awesome, Colin. All right, who knows if I have a square rug with an area of 225 feet squared, what is the length of the mat? What do you think? What do you think? Someone said 15.9. Someone else said 15. All right, Colin, tell us what you think. Colin said 15. Where are they getting 15? Why would the length of the mat be 15?
Well, it's a square root of 225 is 15.
Exactly. So remember how to find the area of a square. You just multiply one side length by the other. Well, if a square means the side lengths are the same, right? So they're saying that each side of the square mat must be 15 feet long. So if I multiply 15 by 15, or in other words, if I square 15, do I get 225? Yes, I do. That's right. So basically, like Colin said, we're looking for the square root of 225. So the square root of 225 is 15. So that is number 1. You will have word problems very, very, very similar to these later this week. All right, let's read number 2 carefully. An office building has a square courtyard with an area of 289 feet squared. And you know, area is always your dimensions squared, right? So don't let that fool you. What is the distance around the edge of the courtyard? Math Ninja says 68. Someone else said 17. What say you? Someone else said 17. What is your answer? Someone else said 17. I have lots of 17s and only 168. Oh, I have another 17. I have another 17. 17 must be the answer. But it's not. It's not, though. Did you read the question? What is the distance around the edge of the courtyard? What are we looking for, guys? What is
Perimeter.
Perimeter. We are looking for the perimeter. Okay? Gotta read carefully. So yes, the ones that said 17, I love what you're thinking. I love that you're realizing that each side length is 17 feet, correct? You're exactly right. However, if you have 4 sides of this courtyard and each of them are 17, that means you're multiplying 17 times 4. So I guess our math ninja was right. 68 feet. All right, so make sure, are they asking for a side length or are they asking for perimeter? Make sense? All right, look at number 3. Which number does not have a square root that is an integer? What is an integer? An integer is a set of whole numbers and their opposites, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, -1, -2, -3, -4. All right. Is 81 a perfect square? What's the square root of 81? 9. Is 9 an integer? Yes, it
Yes.
is. What's the square root of 196? 14? Kira said 14. You guys, most of you already told me the answer C, right? What's the square root of 400? What's the square root of 400? 20. That's exactly right. That's an integer. But if you put in your calculator, try it in your calculator. Do your second button, hit X squared and type in 288, and you get some weird answer like 12 square roots of 2. That just simply means that's going to be a decimal. If you see this answer and then you hit your double arrow button, it means it's a non-terminating, non-repeating decimal. And look at your answer on your screen. It fills up your screen and it runs off the screen, okay? So C is the right answer. Very good. Yep. Yes, about 16.97. All right, let's look at number 4. Deanna knows that the floor in the kitchen is a square with an area of 169 feet squared. The perimeter of her kitchen floor is found by adding the lengths of all its sides. What is the perimeter of her kitchen floor? Everyone send me the answer. I like it. I like it, Ashlyn. Good job, Colin. Good job, Isaiah. Good job, Hayden. Oh, Jackson, Caden, Darius, Hazy, Claire. Tell me the answer. Be careful. There's 4 sides, not 2, 4. 4 sides, not 2, 4. All right, so what is each side length? Each side is 13 because the square root of 169 is 13. And then how many sides are there? Times 4. What's 13 times 4?
52.
52 is the right answer. 52 feet. Okay. Good. A couple of you only multiplied it by 2 and got 26. But there's 4 sides. All right. What are your questions? Are your questions? Why is this so easy, Miss Richardson? Is that your question? Nope. Okay. All right. I think that's all, you guys. And good. We all got the right answers because we're so smart. All right. Perfect cubes. Was I supposed to do perfect cubes today? I don't think so. Let me look at my notes real quick. I know we got 7 minutes, but I don't remember if I was supposed to cover this today. Let me look. This is I'm sorry. Oh, I am supposed to do perfect cubes. Okay, good. We still have 6 minutes. All right, so here is a cubed root introduction. It's 8 minutes. If you need to watch this later, please do so. Now, you know why we call perfect squares, because if you have a square that is a 5 by 5, it makes a perfect square 25. Well, if you take a number and multiply it together 3 times, those dimensions are actually going to form a cube. So if you have a 5 by 5 by 5 prism, it's actually going to be a cube with 125 units. So if you have any number raised to the power of 3, like 2 raised to the power of 3, we say 2 cubed, which means, of course, 2 times 2 times 2 and 2 times 2 times 2, is 8. 2 cubed is 8. Now, cube numbers get big really fast. Well, squares do too, but cubes are even faster. Now, we're still going to use the radical, okay? But the only difference is if they're asking you a cubed root, there's going to be a tiny little 3 kind of stuck right up here in the middle of the little check. Okay, so right here, if you see this problem, if there's no number there, it's asking you what's the square root of 64, which of course is 8. But this is asking you what is the cube root of 64. Does anybody know what number times itself 3 times is 64? It is 4. So try it out on your calculator. Does 4 times 4 times 4 equal 64? Why, yes, it does. So
I found a way to do it on your calculator.
you're so smart, Colin. I'm going to show you pictures. So just hang on, buddy. All right. But if there's no number, they're always asking for the square root. If there's a number, it could be any number, really. You could have a 4th root, 5th root, 6th root. We're not going to go that far, but we are going to talk about cube roots. All right. So I would recommend you memorizing the first 5 perfect cubes. You need to know 1 is a perfect cube, 8, 27, 64, and 125. And of course, you could go on and go up to 10, but if you have the first 5 memorized, you're going to be doing pretty good. If it's beyond that, you have a calculator anyway, okay? All right, so one thing that I would definitely want to talk to you about was that you cannot have the square root of a negative number, but you can have having a negative cubed root is a real number, because if we multiply -5 together 3 times, we actually get a negative answer, right? -5 times -5 times -5 is -125. So the cubed root of -125 is -5, and that's a real answer, okay? So I don't know why I stuck this down here. Oh, so the question is, what is the cubed root of -25? So basically, that's what this looks like right here under my radical. And that's not a perfect cube. Huh?
Teacher made an accident.
I know. Yeah, I was about to say that. That's not a perfect cube. So I think I meant to put 125. I think that was a mess up. But anyway, I just wanted you to see what it looks like. So if there was not a number here, if there wasn't a number 3 there, and it was asking what's the square root of -25, our answer would be no solution, right?
I was not talking about like the number. I didn't notice it, but I know you're meant to make it so the cube root. What is the question appear? Then the answer, but the answer appeared before the question.
Uh-huh. Yep. All right. Now, like Colin said, you can do this on your calculator also. So look on your calculator. Do you see the cube root symbol? Well, the cube root symbol is actually above the caret button. So that little X is saying, what root would you like? What root would you like? So in order to type in the cubed root, you're actually going to press 3 first. So everybody try this on your calculator. Press 3 first, then press the second button, and then the caret button. And when you do that, the 3 should turn very little, and it looks like it's right in front of the radical. And so I want you guys to put these in your calculator and make sure you agree. The cube root of 27, tell me what you get. Yep. Kira said it's 3. You're right. All right, now let's clear it out. Hit the little 3 first, and then the second, and then the caret button, and type in -512.
I got an error.
You did get an error? Nope. You have to hit the negative sign, not the minus sign. So you should get -8. If you didn't get -8, make sure you press the negative sign at the bottom, not the minus sign. So do it again and make sure you get -8. All right, who
Okay.
knows?
Mine was just acting funky.
Okay, so you got it then? All right, who can tell me the cube root of 729? Yes, Ashlyn. Oh no, it's 230? All right, so here's some examples. And here are some problems right here. I want you guys to try those. Actually, I will continue the video and I will answer these questions just so you have them. And then I'll put the recording on Canvas. Okay, everybody feel good? Any questions? If you want to stay and help me, I would love for you to, but time's up so you can go. Have a good day. Everyone have a good day. I'll see you Friday at advisement. Yes, please help me, Ashlyn. Don't leave. Don't leave. All right. Who can tell me of you two wonderful students on the screen here? Who can tell me the square root of 144 squared? What is that? Who knows the answer? You can speak up if you want. Anyone?
144.
144, because you remember that a square root and a square cancel each other out, right? So if you have a radical and a square, those cancel each other out. The answer is 144. All right, what about this one? Kaden, can you tell me the opposite of the square root of 4? What's the opposite of the square root of 4? What do you think? What do you think? Or Ashlyn? Yep, it's -2. Very good. All right, what about this one? Do y'all know the cubed root of -27? The cubed root of -20?
-3.
-3. That is a real solution, and the real solution is -3. All right, now this, I hope everybody watches my video because I really wanted everybody to look at these types of problems. What do you think X is right here? What is this asking, basically?
Square root of, no, not square root. No, square root of 225.
Yes, that's exactly what it's asking. What is the square root? So y'all remember what it is? What number times itself is 225? I think it's 15, isn't it? Nope.
It's 15.
It is 15. So what is X here? X is 15. So X is equal to 15 because the square root of 225 is 15. All right, well, what does that make this X? X is equal to, yep, 6. What is X on the third one?
-2.
-2, that is right. And what about the third one, or the fourth one, I should say?
5.
5. So basically on this one, they're asking, what is the cubed root of both sides? Remember, those cancel each other out. So you're left with X. And on the right side, the cube root of 125 is 5. Very good. All right, let me see if that was the last screen. Actually, I had more. All right, so I was hoping everyone would do these. I think what I'll do is I will make a copy of this. I'll duplicate the slide and then I'll put the answers here. Do y'all want to do them with me?
Yeah.
What's the first one?
3.
3, that's right. What about the second one? What is 6 cubed?
216.
216, that's exactly right. What is the cubed root of 125? We just did that earlier, didn't we?
5.
5 is the right answer. All right, what about the next one? What's the cubed root of -8?
-2.
-2, which is a real solution. What about the third one? What is the cubed root of 343?
7.
7. Which means the next problem must be what? What is 7
343.
cubed? 343. All right, what about 4 cubed?
64.
64. What about 9 cubed?
729.
729. See, these get really big really fast. What would be the cubed root of 64?
4.
4. What's the cube root of 1?
1.
1. What would be the square root of 1?
1.
1. That's right. How about the opposite of the cubed root of 125?
-5.
-5. That's right. And the last one on the screen. What is 2 cubed?
8.
You got it exactly right. And I think I had one challenge question, didn't I? There it is. What is the opposite of the cubed root of -8?
2.
2. Bing, 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 bing. You got it. Because the opposite of the cube root of the cube root of -8 is -2, and the opposite of -2 is +2. Yay. Ashlyn, Kaden, y'all are my star students today. Thank you for hanging around. And that's the last slide. All right, you guys. Thank you for helping me. Have a great day. Bye.